After the Women's World Cup, I think you have completely vanished from the chess
Yeah,
scenes.
no. Before the World Cup, I think for a whole month I played tournaments. I played the Norway chess. Then from there I went to US for Queen's Cup. And within a week I played this World Cup.
Your routine like in break, do you completely forget about chess?
I do practice, but it might not be every day. Like if I had a longer break, it depends upon my personal work and all, so I kind of manage everything. But if I have a tournament at least a month before, I make sure I had a regular practice.
How difficult was it for you to grasp the gravity of the defeat?
For any other person, it was also a painful time for me, losing in the finals, and that too after putting a lot of effort. But definitely, if I look back, I think it's important to not to get depressed, because failure is like part of our life.
This is the third season upcoming. How has been your experience with this new franchise tournament?
I had a very mixed opinion when I played the initial tournament most of the time, but when I played this initial GCL, it's entirely different.
Let's start with GCLs. This is the third season upcoming. How has been your experience with this new franchise tournament?
I had a very mixed opinion when I did the initial tournament, because most of the time we are more used to a calm surroundings and we are more focused into the sport. But when I played this initial GCL, it's entirely different. We would gather in a room and we all are dressed up in our polo shirts, like you could have seen in the visuals and all, like entering the playing hall, some noise happening, spectators cheering for us. But once we sit over the board, they maintain that pin drop silence. Well, initially I felt it's kind of, distracting as well, which is not usual. But I think I also got used to it after a couple of rounds, and then it was also kind of fun. Like it's more relaxed. I think this year happening in India is it's going to attract even more spectators. I'm also looking forward to playing the tournament, and I'm happy that I'm with the same team, Mumbai Masters, for this year as well.
Ma'am, how can one player will be playing this for first time? How can he or she make the most out of this tournament?
I think the first thing is you should not get distracted with the other activities of the tournament, like all the social media attention. Primary thing is to focus on the sport, and to be, you should be in that mind frame, not going into that jolly mood. Apart from that, yes, again, it's all about the practice and training. Yeah, you need to really work hard to be able to successful. Each team has a very strong contenders, whether it's a junior player or the star player. Like every team is very well composed.
Every team is assigned a particular coach. What is the role of a coach in this setup?
Coach is the one who will be able to guide you. He'll be studying more about the other teams and the form of those players as well. So we will know where to target and when to take those risks needed. And at the same time, it's also a great opportunity for the junior players as well, where they get a chance to interact with these star players, the most experienced world-ranked players. So I think that will help them to, even grow as a player.
I have seen some players, they are not very much interested in interacting with other players or media.
I think it was upon the personality of the player, but in general, like in our team, I have observed from the past 2 seasons, even though if we were not talkative, our team captains and our team managers, they're well active enough to make them interact. So they make sure that everyone gather at the same place and all.
How would you rate the competitiveness? Would a player coming into this tournament think that this is a playground, I don't have to stress much about the result, or how is it like?
I think they don't take too much stress for this event for sure. but definitely everyone is competitive enough. Like, of course, any player doesn't want to lose the game. Yeah, they wanted to, show their superiority over the board. And also, this is the tournament where I feel like players like they'll be keen on taking more risks. It's not like you'll stay very solid and you'll not have that kind of attitude. You'll take those
Mm.
risks which are needed and all. And sometimes you even try to go out of the way as well. So I think all these things takes place, and because of the shorter format, this event makes even more attractive.
After the Women's World Cup, I think you have completely vanished from the chess
Yeah,
scene. So
I did not.
there.
No, no, no. Before the World Cup, I think for a whole month I played tournaments. I played the Norway chess. Then from there I went to
Mm.
US for Queen's Cup. And within a week, I played this World Cup. And this tournament also took place for a month. So almost for 2 months, I was out of home. In fact, I was supposed to play the Grand Swiss in the women's section. But since I got qualified for the candidates, I
Candidates, you
withdrew, yeah, so I
refused to
withdrew
play.
from the tournament. So I just wanted to take a break in between so that I could spend some time with my daughter. So now I'll start playing this GCL and also the World Rapid and Blitz in December.
For the World Rapid and Blitz, GCL would be your first tournament.
One way,
Mm.
it is also like it's also good for me to have some practice because I had
Mm.
a break for 3 months almost. So it's also better for me to start with the GCL before going for the World Championship.
What's your routine like in break? Like, do you completely forget about the chess and
No,
focus on family,
not
or
like I do practice, but it might not be every day. Like if I had a longer break, like it depends upon my personal work and all. So I kind of manage
Mhm,
everything. But if I
mhm.
have a tournament at least a month before, I make sure I had a regular practice.
If we talk about the Women's World Cup, the defeat in the final, ma'am, how difficult was it for you to, grasp the gravity of the defeat?
For any other person, it was also a painful time for me, losing in the finals, and that too
Mhm,
after putting a lot of effort. But definitely, if I look back as a player, like I didn't have any expectations before the start of the tournament. In fact, knockout was not one of my areas where I have been successful earlier as well. Like I have lost most of the times in the semi-finals. And
mhm.
from the past few years, I have been knocked out quite early in the second round or in the pre-quarters as well. So one way I'm happy that I had qualified for the candidates through that tournament.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's quite a painful thing for me. It was there for a few days, but then once I'm back to home and back to my routine, so just
Mhm.
things it just pass on. And I don't think I'm kind of a player like wanted to play tournaments continuously or to too much trust myself.
But the recovery process, if someone is watching or might be reading the article, what is the correct process for him or her to recover from a loss like of this magnitude?
I think it's important to not to get depressed because failure is like part of our life. Like you
Hmm.
can't be successful without failing. If you're failing, then it's a sign that you are giving a good attempt. So one day, if not today, you'll be a successful.
Talk about your absence from chess for after Women's World Cup. So how has been the time with your family? If you could just share with us.
Like any other family, like I do spend with my daughter, we go out and we do have a family weddings happening because of the wedding seasons. So we we
It's
all
all
gather.
refreshed right now.
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
ready to get back in the scene.
it's quite refreshing also. Like when I'm back to home, like we don't discuss much about chess. So it's more about my daughter and what she's interested into and about her activities, like taking her to drawing classes or sometimes like teaching her, helping her with her homework and all this kind of stuff like any other regular mother.
One last question I have that are you seeing any change in women's circuit, like Indian women's chess? Uh, in the last Chennai Grandmaster, we saw two women playing in the Opens in the Challenger section, Harika and then Vaishali. Vaishali went
Yeah,
on to win the Women's Grand Swiss. But
right.
in that open section, they both finished last and second last. I think there is something lacking in the woman, the spirit of competing against men. What is your thought on the whole subject?
I think in that particular tournament, Vaishali was in a very bad shape. Like she had 7 losses in the whole event.
Hmm, hmm,
She was very hesitant to play the Grand Swiss as well. So, well, of course, competing with men is quite tougher because, and also this is Chennai Grandmasters, all the players are rated much higher than the women players.
hmm.
But their results were very poor in that tournament. But generally speaking, I think we could see Divya at the same time in Grand Swiss
Yes.
doing well, right?
Hmm,
I would say it was just a bad tournament for Vaishali. I think it's not, it's nothing beyond that. But definitely there will be a strength difference between women and men. And obviously we all know men are uh, quite higher rated and
hmm.
they're much more exposed. They spend more quality of time on chess as well comparing with the women players.
And how are you seeing the overall women's thing in chess right now in India?
Women chess has improved very well. Having 3 players out of 8 in the women candidates, that itself is a positive sign. And we have seen, women winning the prestigious tournaments like Vaishali winning Grand Swiss for the
Hmm,
second time and Divya winning the World Cup. So all these, I think, shows the strength of our players, and also this generation is very energetic, and they are very willing to do the hard work. And thankfully, it's been recognized. They're getting that attention which is needed when you are successful, which was not acknowledged a few years ago. Like
hmm,
back 10 years ago, like people wouldn't care what chess players have achieved. Like nobody
hmm.
bothered about the results or what they're doing. But now everyone are keen, even into their day-to-day life. If they're posting something, like people are having that interest to know what they're doing and all. So that
Yes,
way,
yes.
like chess has grown up quite fast. And already months circuit, we have already seen the players in the world ranking. Like women
Hmm.
also, they started entering into the top 10.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for joining us today
Yeah.
and giving us your thoughts. And all the best for the upcoming tournaments, ma'am.